All right, so today's video, we're watching a Plat 1 Echo Soldier 76. To summarize this, they think their tank wasn't aggressive enough taking map control, and they feel like every single game they have good stats, but they don't always win. They say they always have good stats, but it doesn't seem to matter. So stats-wise, sometimes I will have games where I will go 50-2 and I'll lose a game. That's why you got to more focus on what's happening in the game. Sometimes I have good games and I'll lose them. All right, so already you said your tank needs to play more aggressive here. Now, granted, I've seen only 15 seconds of this. They're playing against a Reinhardt. So right now, you don't want your Sigma to run into that Reinhardt at all. I would like to see them eventually get through the choke here, but overall, like, this is totally fine. Like, your Sigma cannot push up into that Rein's face, otherwise they will fall over. Yeah, your team comp is now more poke damage and kind of playing around the map more than anything else. Granted, this is the first point. They could switch tanks. They could do all that. Good start for your team. Played that pretty well, too. All right, it's time. All right, nice. Let me see where your Sigma's at right now. I'll look in a second. Ah, that Reaper's going for the flank. So far, you've been playing fine. I haven't seen anything here too ridiculous. You can go Reaper if you want. You don't have to. I'm watching. Your Sigma's playing this fine. Sigma's playing this fine. That was certainly a choice. So this might be one of those situations where you're like mad at your tank for not playing aggressive, and I need to like show you why it's really hard for Sigma in this situation to play aggro, is because, and the Rein's dead here now, but when the Rein's here, the best thing the Sigma can do is just spam, right? The best thing the Sigma can do is spam at this point, all right? Like that's what Sigma will do. Your comp is a poke comp to begin with. So when you dive in there and you try to be really aggressive there as Echo because you feel like your Sigma isn't being aggressive, your Sigma's not doing it just to play like super passive. They have to kind of wait a little bit. Like when you're on a poke comp, which is what your comp is, it's not just about, you're not playing rush and you're not face tanking, right? If they're on Rein, it's a different story. You can be a little bit more aggressive, all of that, but they're on Sigma. So you need to, like what you want to do in this situation, and then this is what I would recommend, rather than kind of sit here and just run through the choke and try to make a play, just do this. Go like this. Okay. Now what does this do? Now that you're on Echo behind them like this, what does this do? You have your ultimate, so you can safely use it, any of the heroes in front of you. You have a health pack behind you, and now they have to turn. And this is how you play a poke comp, and this is how you play these type of comps, is you need to also help create that space a little bit too at these type of chokes. Right? You see what I'm saying? Like it's a team effort of making this work. And then as you win this team fight, your Sigma will push up and take that map control. You get what I'm saying? That's why like going right into the middle of the choke there, going Ryan and falling over is not going to be the ideal play for you, because you can just go around the map, especially when you have that mobility. Now, granted, that can change. Keep in mind, I'm watching your Sigma right now push up exactly how they should when this happens, right? And just to talk about this even further, granted, you could now go play this exact same comp, and then they're running a Junkrat who's spamming that side doorway, and you can't even get to him, even though your Echo's good against Junkrat. You have a Widow who's watching for that. That play changes, right? But in that situation, you look at what the team's giving you, and you go from there. So. Anyway. Your Sigma's playing this fine. You cannot expect your Sigma to go face tank that Ryan. They have to play at this. Big slam. Now look what happens when your Sigma has to even remotely try to be in their face. They fall over. Granted, half your team was flanking, which is fine to an extent because you're playing the poke comp. I actually like the Nano Zen there. I like the Nano Zen. All right, so your team will be able to get to the choke here. Your Sigma's all by themselves, so don't be surprised to see your Sigma fall over if they play too aggressive. What you want to do now is you either want to take the left angle or you want to go Ryan. That's your two. That's like probably your two options. You see where the cast is top left? You don't see the cast there. That cast is going to go for a flank with a high noon. We'll see what happens. Zara, thanks for the 16 months. Thank you. I'm also okay with this angle too. Thanks for the 16 months. You ready for the high noon?
Emongg comfy.
You know the cast's up here now. That's good. There's T-months. So in that situation, I understand what you're aiming for, but that Reaper was up there. I don't know if you saw the Reaper though. Like you saw the Reaper when you went up there, but I don't know if you saw the Reaper. Do you know what I mean? Like sometimes, like even when I play, you'll be like, oh, you didn't see the Cassidy right there, etc. Sometimes you have like a tunnel vision on something, and you just don't recognize that like that's like someone's there when even though you see them. It can happen to everybody in this game. Nice. Good play. I still want to go back to what I've been saying here with the Sigma. Your Sigma's playing just fine. Once again, you cannot expect them to be super aggressive against the Reinhardt, and every time that you've killed the Reinhardt, I've watched them get aggressive after that. So far, the Sigma play has been fine. Is there things they can fix and work on? Of course, but like that, it's not... It has. I don't look at that and go, oh, this Sigma's just sitting back the whole time. Once Sigma gets to pick on that Rein, or that Rein goes down, I've seen your Sigma go up and take that map control every single time. Also, how awesome is it just to watch a Zenyatta face tank a Reinhardt because they can? Senseful, thanks for the 3 months Stephanie Shrine. Thank you, appreciate it. I'm okay with the Bastion here. Nice trade. Go for the ult. Oh, never mind. Well, just use your beam. Honestly, that was just a good play by their team. I felt like you actually played that okay outside of not using your ultimate in time. But even if you would have been able to, but that's still fine. You gotta be a bit more aggressive with your beam, though. Remember, when they're 50% HP, you do so much damage with that. Even if they're at like 54% HP and you use it, you should be able to get in the 50%, then it will shred them. Like, you don't have to be like perfect with that. Okay, Bastion now. Off of the Echo? Classic. Bastion versus Bastion. Chat's been telling me that in Plat games, this is what they get every game, is Bastion versus Bastion at some point. Good ult by your Sigma. That was so kind of the Reinhardt to fall off the map there. Oh my, chat, we need to watch this whole sequence. I need y'all to see this amazing gameplay here. Are you ready for this? So Reinhardt charges you, doesn't stop on there. Ready? Falls off the map, Kiriko goes to help him. See you later. Wonderful play there. Just doesn't get much better than that, does it? And thanks for the diamonds, appreciate it. Finally here live, enjoy. Hope you enjoy. Go use your ult now. Be slightly careful of the angle you ult at there. Like, you could have went 2 feet to the right and been in a much safer spot for your team. Nice block by your Sigma. Huge. All right, so first of all, I want to point something out. I have watched your Sigma from the get-go so far, and I still think your Sigma's playing perfectly fine. At no point do I feel like your Sigma is not playing aggressive. It's that when you play poke comp, you're not playing Rein. And that's why chat will hear me all the time talk about this. When you were playing Sigma, you were playing Sigma. You were not playing Reinhardt. And that goes for the same way you're going to play the team comp. It's going to be the same exact way that you play that team comp. You have to remember that. And that's what your Sigma did. Played it perfectly. Now, Sigma Rush comp's a little bit different, right? If you're running Sigma Rush, that's a little bit different, right? If you're running the Mei Bastion comp, that's a whole different type of comp, though. You're running poke. Cortex, thanks for the 4 months of tier 1. Thank you, appreciate it. Thank you. I'll keep paying attention, though.
Being a dope streamer, brother. Keep being you.
I'll leave with the 4 months. Yep. And that, once again, that's not going to be on your Sigma, and that's not going to be on your stats right there. That's on you. I like the positioning, but then you got to run away. Like, Soldier 76 is like, you take 7 shots and you run away. Rinse and repeat. They don't look at you, you stay there longer. Yeah, see, I see what's happening. I see what's happening. So you're like, oh wait, you need to get up there and be aggressive, Sigma? Not in that situation. You want to know why? It was a 5v4. And what happens when they're running their spam comp that they are right there with Farrah Mercy and Junkrat? Your Sigma's not going to be able to do anything on that point after you lose somebody. Your team benefits from early picks. So far, you've been getting picked off early. Keep in mind, they're not like full-on blaming the tank. They just felt like the tank was not aggressive enough and could have been more aggressive to zone out the areas. You get what I'm saying? So it's not like they're like, oh, we lost this game because of the tank. It's more like they feel like they just weren't being aggressive enough and could have taken way more map control, which it's not. That's not what's happening here. That's not what's happening. My videos, my Discord. Sigma's taking the map control right now. Playing up there, holding the choke. So far, this is fine. Now they have to back up. You have to back up here. You can't stay still there. Sigma needs to keep backing up now. Sigma needs to keep backing up. And guess what's happening? The Sigma's backing up. Because you have to back up at that corner. This is fine. Now run away. Yari was aggressive. Good job by your... Okay. Kayla, thanks for the 5 months. Damage surprise. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks for the 5 months. Don't be afraid to just use your ultimate to use your ult here. And I mean that in the sense that it might make them overreact. Like, you're not gonna get them the perfect ult here. Good job. By the way, you see what you just did against that Orisa? I want to point this out. You might lose this team fight, but do you see what I'm talking about here where that Orisa looked at you and you just ran? That's what you need to do more often if you're gonna play Soldier 76 on this map. Alright? Well, I'm telling you, sometimes like just popping the Soldier out there to like create space for your team is an actual thing. Watch your tank. Watching your tank. Nice. Good play. Good job. Good combo. Now, just be careful here. I like you going for the Elim. Just be careful at a certain point, because they might just be able to roll you. Apparently there was a Mei still in your spawn. I saw the kill feed. I wasn't sure where they were. Okay. So now, you wonder where your tank is probably going to want to play here? Right about here. Now, this is what you would want to do, technically. Now, keep in mind, this is in ranked. It can be different in matches and stuff like that. Your Sigma's going to play here. Okay, you have to. Why? You don't have time because you lost teammates, so you can't push up yet. What do? You win the team fight, then your Sigma should push up here. Spam them out, you back up. You see what I'm saying? That's the rotation. The reason why they can't push up here now is because your teammates died. So you can't go there yet. See? So you have to play from this angle to keep this line of sight. If you win this team fight, then you play up, you play close here, pending you survive with all 5, and then you keep going. All right? We'll see what happens. Good high noon. This is perfect. This is perfect. Now you push up. Okay. Just to go back here, your Sigma's playing this correctly so far. This is exactly what you want to do. You see this? Okay. Now, as that Orisa gets closer, you start to back up slightly, unless they go in and feed. This is still okay. Your team should survive that initial burst. Okay, there you go. Now stay here. You're fine. Your team's fine. Shoot at people in the L. Good job. See? See? Everybody's playing well. So the Sigma is, I mean, this is more along the lines of like, when the one of the statements is that like the tank isn't playing aggressive, I'm trying to show more along the lines of why the tank can't play aggressive, because there's that like concept of like, oh no, you have a shield, you need to just run in there and play like Reinhardt. That's not how you play this comp. That's not how you play Sigma against this comp, and most of the time, unless you're running the rush comp, that's different. May Bastion, Lucio, BAP comps, etc. That's different. You're gonna play aggressive with Sigma because the strategy behind that is designed around that, right? But this isn't what you're seeing. Now they're on Rhine, so it's the same concept though. Your team is gonna have the same concept here. You're gonna back up a little bit soon. You can get the Olymps here while you're here. Okay. Now your Sigma needs to back up. You can't control that space. The way you control space here is your damage. Okay? I'm still okay with this. Be careful here in a second, just because people are gonna be split a little bit. Yeah. Good sleep fire on, but they're gonna get you anyway. Now that right there was honestly a good play by their Pharah. I actually believe if their Pharah doesn't go for that flank and get you there, it's a lot easier. That was a good play by the Pharah. Alright, so still plenty of time left in this game. I will say I still feel like your team is playing okay, fine. There's space creations there. I'm not seeing that be an issue. So.
Actuating the barrier. Everyone heal up.
Careful. Good play, by the way. I like that play by you. That was really well played. Baiting out the Mei wall early there was huge. That was very well played. And actually, you're better off doing that than your Sigma, because you can do that sprint play you did. Nice pick by your Zen. Good flank. I like that play. Now run. There we go. You see that right there? That's how you do that. Now run. Just run. Just run. Perfect. That is what I was talking about earlier that you didn't do on first point defense that you needed to do. That's how you want to do that, okay? That's a good play. Good job. Okay, what did we learn from last time? Okay, we're gonna sit in the payload. Alright, this works. Be careful, by the way. I know you have Zen out, but it's not gonna keep you alive if you... Yeah. Okay, so you have to be patient there. You have to be patient. This is what I mean. Like, and this might be that situation where you're like, oh, my tank needs to be more aggressive. They don't have to be. You just need to survive this part of the team fight. This is the team fight that you need to survive. Your Sigma's gonna have to stay in that cart. If you do exactly that, oh, you have a Zen ult, you're not gonna win that. I'm telling you right now, the Zen ult is there designed to keep your team alive for a little bit, but if they have a Kitsune and nobody dies in the first 2 seconds, you will go back to spawn immediately, and that's exactly what just happened right there. So that's not on your tank not being aggressive. That's how your tank has to play this. There's just no other way. Your tank just has to basically play around the cart and hope for the best. Otherwise, you just get rolled anyway. And you still might have gotten rolled. They just had ults. They didn't know anything about that. That was the healing station that we watched. I'm gonna pause for 1 second. I need to point out here, like, you're okay playing this spot. The reason why you got rolled last time was because you just stayed there too long. Like, this high ground can be so valuable to your team. Heck, being even over here can be valuable to your team, because if you see they have a Pharah right away, you can just sprint across and get out of there. So, like, this initially was a good play. I like this. You go in here plays into their team comp. This helps you. This pulls pressure off your team. This, you're just shooting shields, hoping your teammates make a play. And if you want your Sigma to be aggressive, this goes back to understanding the team comp. Your Sigma's not going to be able to play this aggressive. They have to play poke damage here. Your team is a poke damage comp, or a spam comp. Anyway. Play the left side for a second. Play an angle. Just play the angle to give your teammates time a second. There you go. Nice. Good job. Let me live on TikTok so you came here. Hell, heck yeah. Hope you enjoy. Heals. I'm okay with that, chat. If you're wondering, like, oh, why'd the soldier run into the team? They had to. Like, there's nothing. Like, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. There's nothing you can do about that one. That's just at the end of there. Okay, so let's just go back to what we talked about, to what you thought your tank just could have, like, just to give you an idea, the exact summary here was, I feel like my tank was playing a bit too passive and giving the enemy tank too much space. I believe our tank could have been more aggressive and used the map to his advantage. So just to summarize that point, and they did point out that Zen has less heals there too. No, your Sigma was playing that the way you're supposed to play that. I saw a pretty good rotation. There's things that you can absolutely work on, though. Mechanically, you were fine in a lot of situations, but like, understand map control, understand where to play across the map, understand all that stuff, and I think you'll be in a good spot. Like, straight up. I think the Sigma played that fine. I think that you need to focus on some things that you can improve on there. And if you have a comp like this, recognize the comp you have, and don't try to play it like you're playing a different. And I think you'll benefit from that. If you like this video, make sure to hit the like button. Sub to all 3 YouTubes if you haven't. We have a lot of awesome videos on there. If you want to submit your own spectating, make sure to look in the description below where you can see my Discord. My Discord is down there. Also, we record these live on stream, so make sure to stop by the stream. You can see the Twitch chat right there, having a good time. Stop by, it's a good time. And with that being said, hope you all have an amazing day/night.